Hello, this is Julia Widdop with Talk Story TV, and we have with us today Gabrielle Javier-Cerulli. I almost did it.
Yeah.
And she's going to tell us about her new book.
Gabrielle Javier-Cerulli.
Okay.
It's a mouthful, I know. That's okay. Yeah, so this is my new book, No Ordinary Woman, Tips for Conscious, Creative, and Healthy Living. There's a wonderful woman who's free and independent on the front there. And this book is basically a tips book, an advice book, and it's a resource book. I draw from many women out there who are doing very creative, very helpful things, and they're all listed in this book. It talks about how to live more consciously, doing things like knowing your archetypes, doing a vision board, gratitude list. There's also the healthy part, alternative health care, such things as using oregano oil when you're sick, or getting thermography versus, if thermography is correct for you versus, a breast x-ray and a mammogram, And then there's also the creative part, and there's just many different ways to be creative outside of the typical painting, sculpting, writing, sewing ideas. So there's a lot of different tips in there for anybody who wants to exercise their creative side.
Great. Could you read us something from your book?
Oh, sure. Here's something I just randomly opened to, and this is probably going to be a very interesting topic for a lot of your viewers. Money is energy. And have you ever seen the movie 20 Bucks?
No.
No. Well, in there, it came out in the 90s, and it's a storyline that follows a single $20 bill. And it travels from hand to hand. And you just see how it goes from a baker to a stripper to a bachelor party to a woman who sells herbal remedies. And it says that there's energy on that bill. Money is a kind of energy, and we humans are conduits for that energy. Energy passes through us and moves on to other people, animals, and things. In Maria Nemeth's book, The Energy of Money, she explains how we are conduits for more money energy. Infinite energy comes into us and through us, or at least tries to, and often results in our goals and dreams. But money sludge and money leaks gunk up the money flow.
What's money sludge?
Yeah, well, it's money, unpaid debts, credit card balances, not being responsible with your money, like not making a will. These are all Marie Nemeth's ideas. Also, just I think of money sludge as when you get a bill coming in the mail and you put it aside and you don't open it. That's kind of like negative energy to money.
Okay.
Instead you need to embrace that you have this bill and kind of have a positive attitude about it. Like be thankful and grateful that you have a car that you're writing the payment for, or the heat that you have in your house, or the clothing that you put on your credit cards, as opposed to I hate this. I hate paying with money. That's all money sludge.
Okay. And probably I read you should bless each payment as you send it out too.
Yes, and I do that. I don't necessarily bless it. I put thank you on there, and it's kind of like I just put a little tiny thank you first. I think it would probably be funny whoever opens that bill up to see a little little tiny thank you written on the receipt. But I also am kind of reminding myself that I am thankful for having utilities in my house, having the car that I drive, as opposed to being angry about paying bills. Something else in my book, which is probably very interesting again to your viewers, because you talk about the seeker's journey, is something I do called knowyourarchetypes.com. It's a digital course, and also people can do it one-on-one with me at knowyourarchetypes.com. And it's very interesting because one of your programs is called Seeker's Journey, and one archetype that I discuss in there is the seeker.
The seeker.
The seeker archetype is someone who is literally seeking, kind of going from one thing to another, and it's often there's a tendency to sometimes become very frustrated because you keep seeking. But the thing is, once you get to know your archetypes, and if you're a seeker, then you can embrace it as opposed to being frustrated with it, and just kind of clarify to yourself that this is the kind of person I am, and I need to make a life around who I really am. Seekers, however, are sometimes not the most employable archetype, because they like to get into something for a while and then they will probably move on relatively soon. They're not going to be lifers.
That fits me.
That's true. And that's a seeker. That is, or, sometimes they will try a spiritual practice for a while, and after they've gained something from that, they might get bored, or they've taken what they need, and then they go on to the next spiritual practice and just keep going on. So that's one example of an archetype.
Okay. And that's on your website, findyourarchetype.com?
Oh, knowyourarchetype.com.
Knowyourarchetype.com. Okay. Yeah, I want to go check that out.
Oh, yeah.
And what about your book? Tell us a little more.
Yeah, so a lot of people ask what the impetus was to write this book. Because, now this is interesting, back to the whole archetypes. My archetype, I don't have a writer archetype, or I'm not a poet archetype. I wish I was a poet archetype, but I'm not. Even though I'm not, I have written poetry, but I'm just not a poet archetype. This kind of comes from my artist creative archetype, and also my pioneer archetype of doing something creative and doing something that hasn't been done before, like a challenge. So that's kind of where this stems from, as a challenge. And also my other archetype is liberator, and I wanted to synthesize information that has helped me throughout the years and to provide it to people, to women, who are looking for alternative answers. And even though it says no ordinary woman, many men have, gleaned some positive information from this. It's not just for the ladies, but it's kind of geared toward, because there's a little section in there about motherhood, and there's a lot of female relations. But the conscious and the creative part, guys and ladies can do it. And so it was just, I still don't know why it's written. It was just something that had to happen. I've gotten very positive feedback, because my mission was, if people who read it can get at least 3 new ideas from reading it, that would be great. And I've gotten, people have gotten more and more and more than just 3 new ideas from it. I've gotten really positive feedback from it. And I'm so happy. And I did this big book launch where I got to interview some of the women that I mentioned in the book.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got to meet these really inspiring, creative, women, these business owners or these coaches or these, artists. Yeah. So it's been a really fun journey. It came out, this time last year.
And where is it available?
Amazon, and also on my website, noordinarywoman.net.
Okay.
www.noordinarywoman.net. Okay,
noordinarywoman.net. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That sounds good. And what is that your own? You have anything else going on?
No, well, I'm in Paris right now.
You are?
Yes, I'm currently living in Rochester, New York, but I'm in Paris for the year. Again, this is my pioneer archetype coming through, doing something I haven't done before. But my husband is doing some work here, and he brought the family along. So I'm in Paris and enjoying big city living once again for a year. So, and that's it's very interesting because something else I mentioned in here are vision boards.
Uh-huh.
And you can find out more in here, and you can also Google vision boards. But Paris was on my vision board several years ago, and it's very interesting. Coincidence or not, that
it materialized.
It materialized, and when I put it on my vision board, it was just more of I would love to go visit Paris someday. I had a 3-year-old at that time. I was thinking, there's no way I'm going to be able to go to Paris, but I want to put it on my vision board, and there it is. Here I am.
And there you are.
I'm living proof that stuff kind of manifests in strange ways. But
how long is the chapter on vision boards?
Oh, it's let me see. A few pages, because I actually do also have a vision board ebook.
Oh.
The vision board ebook. I think it's on my. You can also find it on the noordinarywoman.net. It tells you, it's called Create Your Vision Board at Home, and it's a very comprehensive ebook.
Okay.
Because I started all my vision board workshops with a good hour's worth of reflection questions. 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how many people are in my workshop. And we go through all the 10 life areas to get really clear on what you want to put on your vision board for the next year. And the life areas include finances, career, friendships, primary relationship, health, etc. I ask a whole bunch of questions, you get them down, and then you look for the images to put on your vision board. So all the questions that I ask are in this ebook. And then I also send people who purchase the ebook, if they choose to, and they usually do, I send them, I think 70 images to kind of jumpstart their vision board process, because not everybody has access to free or inexpensive magazines to go clicking images. But it's helpful, the packet that I send. But also it's just really helpful to go through those journaling questions to get really clear and organized about how to take your life to the next level.
Wow, so you have a lot going on.
Right.
Well, this sounds very exciting, and maybe you can be at the broadcast. When I broadcast your show, there's a chat room there, and people can ask questions.
Oh, definitely, because there's probably going to be people who are going to need some clarification, especially when I start talking about archetypes. They're going to be wondering if they're a goddess, a healer, a writer, a poet, a queen, a warrior.
And you can kind of tell them how to figure that out.
Well, I can discuss the process. And the process is they have to do the process either themselves with the digital course, or they have to work with me. It doesn't. You can't just like kind of randomly pick and choose, because there's hundreds, if not thousands, of archetypes that are out there and it can get a little confusing if you don't have some guidance.
Okay, and you have a digital course for that?
Yes.
And where's that at?
That's at knowyourarchetypes.com as well.
Okay. And that's archetypes with an S on the end?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, what else would you like to mention before we close?
This is a great book to give to yourself or as a gift. With the holiday season approaching us, I hate to say fast, quickly approaching us, but it's going to be. These are great to give to the extraordinary women in your life, and it's a fun book.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for being with us today, and I'll let you know when the broadcast will be.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay.